There has always been an air of mystery surrounding the life of Vivian Maier. Maier, as you may know, was a North Shore nanny who quietly pursued another endeavor. In her spare time, she took extraordinary photographs. Her body of work, 140,000 images, was discovered in a Chicago storage locker in 2007. And the photographs were not attributed to her until she died 2 years later. Our own Jay Shefsky first reported on the phenom before her life became the subject of a 2014 documentary. Now, a new biography aims to answer some of the many questions that still surround Vivian Maier. It's called Vivian Maier Developed: The Untold Story of the Photographer Nanny. And joining us is author Ann Marks. Ann Marks, welcome to Chicago Tonight. I'm told you worked on this project for 5 years. There was a lot to uncover here, but before we get to the backstory, remind our viewers why her work is so universally praised by photographers.
Well, I think there's two aspects to it. Certainly her mastery of the art. I think the Mary Ellen Mark, the famous photographer, said it best. She had a great sense of environment and light, and she had a great eye. She covered tragedy, she covered humor, she covered irony, and she just had it all.
And despite this, she's known, at least to us at this point, as an intensely private person. Not much was known about her background. What did your research uncover?
It uncovered a lot of things. The big thing that was missing was her entire childhood. You know, when she was in Chicago, she really divorced herself from that and hid it. So no one even knew her real background. Even the Ginsburg family, who knew her until she died, thought she had been born in France. And of course, we now know she was born in New York.
She was born in New York. She spent time in France, and then she came back to New York. And the common knowledge was she never really pursued photography as a vocation, but your research found that, in fact, she was very ambitious in her early years about photography. Explain that.
Well, in New York, she actually tried to be a commercial photographer, and up until I did my research, no one had found anybody that knew her in New York, so that hadn't been uncovered. But she really started photography through the prism of a commercial effort when she was taking her photographs in France in 1950, which is the first time she picked up a camera. She was taking most of her photographs of landscapes in France to make postcards. And that was really her goal. And she continued that even when she came to New York. So she always had, at least originally, a commercial motivation in mind.
And beyond the landscape, she was known for her portraits of the working man and woman on the street in New York and Chicago. Was this perhaps a result of coming from a broken family life?
It may be that, but she never really looked at herself as an underdog. She was so intelligent and so progressive that she just saw the whole world as something she wanted to photograph. And it's actually very interesting because I've seen her entire archive of 143,000 images. And it's amazing, even early on, how she was showing integrated situations where children were playing together. She was going to worker rallies. She was, supporting women's rights literally 10 years before all of that came to the forefront in the 1960s. And you can see that throughout her portfolio.
You can also see a lot of self-portraits before selfies were a thing that they are now. What motivated her work, taking pictures of herself through windows or glass or what have you?
Her self-portraits are really one of the most amazing aspects of her work. When I started this project, we had about 200 Vivian Maier self-portraits, and by the end of it, I found 585 of them. So she was very prolific, and she took them throughout her life. And I was able to correlate the type of self-portrait she was doing with what was going on in her life. So for instance, in New York, when she was pursuing commercial photography, most of her self-portraits portrayed her as a photographer. So it's really, really interesting to look at the whole gamut of what she was doing. And they were also very creative and changed scope and form throughout her career.
And as many know, that she spent so many years as a nanny in the North Shore. People described her at once as being charismatic and outgoing, or mean and introverted? What did you discover about her mental state and her personality?
Well, I think she was all the things that people described, and there were a lot of contrasting adjectives. It just depended on the situation and who she was with. And if she got to know you well, as she did the Ginsburg family, she was lovely and funny, and sometimes she was detached because she had this traumatic childhood and she really had trouble establishing and sustaining relationships with people. And so she could seem cold and distant.
Ginsburg family, of course, the family she worked with in Highland Park. So in your research, did you find an answer to the question of why she let most of her work stay hidden as she worked as a nanny and didn't pursue this as a vocation, at least in her later years?
Yes, well, what happened was it's common knowledge that Vivian Maier had a severe hoarding disorder, and she was hoarding newspapers. And I've studied that disorder quite a bit and talked to some of the foremost experts. And it turns out that photographs and newspapers are part of the same category of collecting paper, and they provide the same benefits. And so Vivian was collecting newspapers. She was attracted to the typefaces and the information, and she was keeping little pieces of life for herself. And photographs did the same thing. So by the time she turned 30 and she moved to Chicago, she was hoarding photographs too, and she was unable to let go of her photographs even if she had wanted to.
So much to uncover here, Ann Marks. Congratulations on the book and adding more to the canon of this posthumously famous photographer that we've heard so much about. Our thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
And again, the book is called Vivian Maier Developed, the Untold Story of the Photographer Nanny. Find out more and see photos by Vivian Maier on our website.